Python file handling tutorial. File handling in Python is an essential skill for anyone looking to work with data storage, retrieval, and manipulation. Python provides built-in functions and methods to work with files. In this tutorial, we will cover the basics of file handling, including how to create, read, write, and delete files. Table of contents. 1. Opening and closing files. 2. Reading files. 3. Writing to files. 4. Appending to files. 5. Working with files. 6. Exception handling. 7. Conclusion. 1. Opening and closing files. To work with files in Python, you first need to open them using the open function. This function requires at least one argument, the name of the file. You can also specify a mode. RAID default mode will write creates a new file or truncates an existing file. Append adds to an existing file. Binary mode used for non-text files. Exclusive creation fails if the file already exists. Example of opening and closing a file. Python open a file in read mode. File open example. Perform file operations here. Close the file close. 2. Reading files. You can read the contents of a file using several methods. Read reads the entire file. Example of reading a file. Python reading from a file with open example. Text, RAS file, content file. Read print content using with automatically closes the file after the block is executed. Writing to files. To write data to a file, you can open it in write mode. This will overwrite any existing content. If you want to create a new file or append to an existing file, use the append mode. Example of writing to a file. Python writing to a file with open example. Text, WES file, write hello world. Appending to files. If you want to add content to an existing file without overwriting it, use append mode. Example of appending to a file. Python appending to a file with open example. Text, as file, write adding a new line to the file. Working with x files. Python has a built-in x module that makes it easy to work with x files. You can read from and write to x files using this module. Example of reading from x file. Python import quite reading from x file with open example. Asks file x reader, wide reader x file for row in x reader print row. Example of writing to x file. Python import bio writing to x file. Data name, age, bio 25, bio bio, 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 pay cook see view, bio, 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 pay view, bio, pazuzio, bio, 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 ayo, pazuzio, bio, bio, I review. I Six. Exception handling. When working with files, it is essential to handle exceptions to avoid crashes. You can use tree and except blocks to catch errors. Example of exception handling: Python tree with open non-existent file, text, rifle pass file, content file, read except file not found, or print error the file does not exist. Conclusion: in this tutorial, we covered the basics of file handling in Python. You learned how to open, read, write, and append to files, as well as how to work with files and handle exceptions. File handling is a powerful feature in Python that allows you to manage data effectively. Be sure to practice these concepts to become proficient in file management. To become proficient, feel free to ask if you have any questions or need further examples.